Hello viewers, welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel, and today I have a 2013 Honda Odyssey, and it has the 3.5 liter engine. And today the customer's complaint is that the van sounds louder than usual, especially when driving on the highway. And I just recently road tested this vehicle, and I'm hearing a wheel bearing noise coming from somewhere. So I'm suspecting there is a noisy wheel bearing going on. And so I'm going to have a look at it today and see on what we find. Now, I've noted a few problems on this minivan. So I found some other issues, but I'm probably going to leave that in another video. But I did find some issues such as that the steering wheel is pulsating when I apply the brakes. And also I've noticed that the tires are out of balance because it's shaking a lot while driving on the highway. And the customer just recently installed new tires on this van. So anyhow, I'm going to inspect this vehicle now and see on what's going on here. So I found something very interesting here because the customer just had new tires installed, and I hear something that's broken inside the tire here. You can hear it. It's basically the piece inside is rolling down the road. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So I'm just going to take off the wheel and show you guys. I also did my inspection here. I'm not feeling anything. So I'm just going to take off the wheel. So you can see as I bounce this around, you can hear that. So I'm just having a quick peek at the brake. It's most likely going to be needing brakes. I just had a quick peek at the brakes. It's most likely going to be needing brakes. I'm going to be doing an inspection on that soon. I found the stabilizer link is worn out. There's some play there. So when I push up and down on this, you're able to hear some play and noise. Coil spring seems to be okay. I don't see anything broken. Have a look at the other side here. I'm probably just gonna have a look at the wheel bearings too while I'm driving it in the air, and then have a look at that just to be sure. Also, I'm gonna have a look at the brakes afterwards. You look at the struts and they seem to be okay. They're not leaking or anything. Coil spring is okay. I'm just doing a very quick inspection here. I'm not doing anything like, there's no deep or thorough inspection. I'm just doing a very quick. So now I'm just having a quick look at the ball joints here. This is very quick inspection here. I'm not doing a deep inspection, just a very quick. I don't feel any play here. I see the covers are hanging down here, you know, like torn apart, and I don't know what. It looks like they've been dragging or melted off at the ends. So far, I'm just having a look at the front end of the vehicle here. Uh, see anything loose here? I see some dents on the exhaust, but not anything major. See some dents here on the exhaust here. Quite a bit of rust, but not anything to be concerned about over here. You can see here there's a major problem here. The transmission cooler lines are leaking quite a bit here. They are pretty badly rotted and rusted. Going to the from the radiator, I believe, is okay, but the cooler lines itself are not okay. They're pretty rusted. Yeah, and they're leaking. It's leaking a little bit of fluid here, so I will have a look at the transmission fluid level and see on what's going on. But I'm going to bring this up to the customers' attention as they take very long road trips in this van. I see something here that's leaking. I don't know if it's from the fluid-filled engine mount. Some of the engine mounts have fluid inside, so I see it's very wet here. And when you look on top where the nut goes, it's dry. Just noticed that only the front tires were changed. You see here, the wear bars. The tires are worn out to the wear bars here. It's all, there's no tread here. All smooth. So I believe only the front tires were only changed. So that could probably be the source of the noise, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to have a quick look at the front wheel bearings. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any diagnostic time for that, but it's okay, we'll see. You can see the tires are pretty bad, cracked here. It's completely bald down to the wear bars here. It's completely worn out. So I may have found the issue with the noise, which I thought earlier it was a wheel bearing noise. And you can tell it's not perfectly flat. There's a lot of uneven bumps here. As soon as I put my hand over here, I run my hand down, and I feel like it's going up and down. So it could be that the rear shocks are worn out, causing this tire wear. And you probably won't be able to see it on camera, but these tires are pretty bad and very uneven here. You probably can't see it, but you'll be able to feel it. And you can see here, you see the sipes here, and here there's nothing, and there's something here. It's not even on the outer edge here. Not so much in the middle, more on the outer edges. So I believe this is the noise. I purchased 2 rear tires for the customer, so I'm going to install those. So I'm not doing a full diagnostic here. I'm just gonna quickly check the front wheel bearings just to be sure. The noise is probably coming from the front brakes and also from the tire, so I don't think it's a wheel bearing issue, but we are going to see. I'm thinking it's related to a variety of things, but we're gonna have a look at it. So I'm gonna disable the traction control by turning it off. So earlier I had some trouble in trying to take the traction control off, and now it seems to be working. You just hold this down and you'll hear a beep, and then you'll see that it's off here on the dash. So right now I'm just going to pump the brake pedal because I pushed the pistons in, and then I'm just going to quickly check the wheel bearings in the front, and that's it. The customer is a family, somewhat of a family member of ours, so I probably won't be charging them for diagnostic or for the inspection, but I will be charging them for the work though. So I'm pumping the brake pedal until it's firm. Then yeah, and then I'm gonna put it in drive and see if I find anything. So I'm gonna put it in drive. I'm probably gonna get the accelerator depressor tool to hold the accelerator for me while I'm checking the wheel bearings. I'm just doing my due diligence at the moment. So I have the accelerator, the pressure tool to hold the accelerator for me. Proceed with caution when you're doing this. So I'm just putting it at a steady at 60 kilometers an hour. So we're gonna go to the front and feel the strut to see if I feel anything, any vibration, because the noise will be transferred. The wheel bearing noise will be transferred over to the strut. I don't feel anything here. When we go to the other side here, I don't feel that much. But this wheel is not moving. That wheel is not moving, so I'm on the other side here. I'm feeling the strut. I'm not feeling anything. I'm just going to put this back into neutral and turn the vehicle off. So I just had a quick look at the wheel bearings. I don't feel or hear anything. It seems like uh, I was gonna say that before only the left front wheel was spinning, but the right front was not. So I pushed the pistons on the right front because I think the brakes were a little bit dragging and causing to not spin the right front wheel. So as soon as I did that, I put it back into drive at 60 kilometers, and then the right front wheel was spinning. But then the left front was not spinning as much, but still I believe that sometimes on some vehicles they don't spin at the same rate exactly. So when you have it up in the air, because of the stuff of what's going on in the transmission and in the drive line, if there is a drive line, and all of the gears and stuff that's moving, it may not cause all of the wheels to spin all at the same speed when you are doing this test, because of all of the friction and everything, all of the moving parts. It's hard to explain exactly based on the physics on all of this stuff. I have that issue every once in a while. Uh, Only some of the wheels will spin, and the other wheel it won't spin at all. And so sometimes you may have to get like a special equipment or tool to hook it up and drive the vehicle down the road. So anyhow, I don't want to get too much into that, but I checked the front bearings quickly. I don't hear or see anything, so I it seemed like they're okay. And the same for the rears. I spun the wheel or the wheels manually. I don't hear or feel anything, so it's not the wheel bearings causing those noises. I think the tires in the back are no good, and probably the brakes also causing that noise. So it's raining heavily right now. I'm not able to complete my full inspection at the moment. And probably have to continue tomorrow because it's raining too hard. I'm not able to do anything at the moment. Right now, I took one of the brake pads off, and this is at approximately at 3 millimeters. So this is about 3 millimeters at the bottom. You go up probably a little bit like 4, but I say it's more like 3. Hard to see on camera. On camera, it will seem like there's still a lot of pads left. Really, there isn't. And the rotors are badly scored as well. The pulsation is pretty bad once the brakes are warmed up and you drive on the highway. I can see here that the caliper has been replaced on the previous brake job. That's what it seemed like. They look new, and the bolts are also new. These bolts right here, these bolts are new, so I know that the caliper has already been replaced on this. And if you look at the rotor, uh, the camera, it doesn't really do the justice here, so I can really feel here it's extremely bad. You can use your fingernail. Extremely scored badly here, so I'm gonna call brakes on this. The pins seem to be okay, and they're moving. The pins are moving freely here, so this seems to be okay. It's raining too much, so I'm not able to do my full inspection here. I'll see on what I can do. Now I'm at the other side, on the right side. This caliper hasn't been changed. Only the left side has been changed. So it's roughly the same situation here. about 3 mil left, and the rotors are badly warped. So I'm just going to push the pistons in and just make sure everything is okay. So as I push these pistons in, I saw brake fluid coming out of here. The piston is leaking. It looks like this has been replaced some time ago. See, brake fluid is leaking, so it needs calipers. Got the Hercules tires here. The tires strong like him. I'll take the other one off. It's going to stretch the brake hose. Some dirt here. I'll show you what that is. It's pretty. It's kind of worn out here. Down here. On an angle here. There's no pads left. It's grinding there. Just for today, I'm just having a look at the brakes, and maybe tomorrow, if the customer approves, then we'll do the brake jobs for the front and rear. The weather is not cooperating these days, so working in the rain every time, so it's not very fun. If it's only light rain, it's not a big deal, but heavy rain, and then it's a big deal. I'm going to have a look at the piston here. It seems to be okay. Some pads here. And some pads there. But the other side is not very good. And it's very rusted. Just had a quick look and peek at the air filter. So it's pretty bad here. So I'm going to call to replace this. So I had a look at the oil level and it's low. It's somewhere around here. Probably drove around 5,000 kilometers, I think, and the customer changed it about 2 weeks ago. So they drive a lot. And this is the condition of the cabin filter for the HVAC system. I'm just gonna do a quick test on the battery here. I tested it already off camera, but I just wanted to show you guys. It keeps raining and then it stops, and then it's raining and then it stops every single time, on and off. It's been raining on and off today, so it's becoming difficult to even do anything outside. Now it's raining now. A good and pass. It has the surface charge on it above 12.6, but it's still okay. I tested it earlier when it was about 12.3 something volts, and I just had a quick check on the alternator. It's okay as well. It's putting out output voltage 14 point something volts. Actually, no, the power steering fluid seems to be okay. It's not that dirty. It's okay. I recommended to change the oil and the transmission service as well. The fluid seems to be a little bit low, a little bit discolored, and it smells a little bit burnt. Yeah, it smells a little bit burnt, so I'm going to recommend a transmission service. And they also need to do the cooler lines because they are rusted and they are starting to leak. The coolant level is a little bit low on this. I'm not seeing any coolant in there. Probably a tiny bit, so I'll need to top that up. It seems low here as well. Brake fluid. I do have a brake fluid tester, but I don't normally use it. I just tell the customer to do the brake fluid every 2 years or something like that, or every 48,000 kilometers. So it's raining pretty hard, on and off. So I'm just finishing up the inspection here. Then I'm going to quote the customer on what they need and just go from there. I found quite a few issues on this van, so I'm going to continue this video on the repairs that are needed, but unfortunately because due to time constraints, I only can do probably a few repairs at this time, and maybe later in the upcoming weeks or months there is a possibility that I may do the other repairs later on. So I'm going to continue this video in part 2 and just go from there. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day and take care.